game, and you heard now. But
I'm gonna say
yeah.
naughty words.
No,
Hello.
don't say naughty words.
Oh.
Frick.
I'm gonna do it.
How dare
How
you?
could you?
Gosh dang it.
I'm gonna say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Banned immediately.
I don't get this reference.
It's
It's a
it's
really
Really?
old Vine.
It's classic.
It is a classic.
I was never on Vine, and I'm not on TikTok, so.
Me neither. I just can't avoid it.
There we go. We've sent message history. Person in chat.
Huh?
Of the,
Oh, ew!
yeah.
Ooh.
It's
Can I
slug
privately
banned.
message?
I love it. Within 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Doug was texting me like, "What do you want me to do?" And I was like, "Yes." I was like,
I had to make sure that my my noise suppression's on because I'm also cleaning my firearms,
Yo.
and there's a lot of very loud clicks and clacks, and I don't want everybody else to hear that.
clickety clackety,
Slug, why'd you ban our good friend Desada?
DD Sada.
Desada.
It's actually
Because
Desada.
they can't even put an apostrophe in your. That's
But
obviously a
but
reason.
took the effort to spell your. That's why I'm so dim.
That's true.
Also,
It's-
we have privately, and I don't know. I'm not
Privately.
gonna
Work
mispronounce
work
that.
worker.
Perk.
Warper.
Perk. Well,
Perk.
perk.
The perk.
What's nice now is anytime you ban somebody, they can't make another Twitch account on that email to go back into somebody's chat. It bans the email too.
Yo.
That's
And if
nice.
Twitch is associated with a Amazon account, it bans that Amazon account as well.
Yo.
That's
So
fun.
cool.
I've had 3 of my.
And
Yeah.
probably.
For no reason on
They
Twitch.
probably think you're like 12.
I don't use Twitch.
They probably think you're like 12.
I think I got hacked because after like the 3rd time, they sent me an email or like, you might have been hacked. You probably were. If you were,
It could
message
be that
support.
because you're not on Twitch, and then you come in supporting Gray, giving a subscription, and it's like unusual activity.
That's true, I guess.
Valid.
But like, because the first when it banned me like right after I subscribed to Cam, and then I was like, that's weird, but it's a temporary ban or whatever. And then like really shortly after that ban was up, it permabanned that account. I was like, what? Why? And it was like, if something seems wrong, you can message support. And to message Twitch support, you have to sign in with your account. But it won't let you sign in with the account because it's banned. So I can't message the support.
They do it on purpose, so they don't have to fix things.
Yeah. So they said specifically not to make a new account so that I can go on Twitch anymore. And then I instead made a new account.
Made a new account. Yep.
They don't tell me what to do.
But you just admitted that on live stream.
No.
Bro, what the fuck?
I plead the 5th.
Too late.
I wasn't read my Miranda rights. What are they going to do? Ban my account again? I'll just make another. Idiots.
Imagine Discord bans your account next.
No.
Bummer.
For legal reasons, he's only joking. He's purely jesting. Everything
I'm not.
that's saying has been purely a work of fiction. We are paid actors.
I've made new accounts before and I'll do it again.
He's just a really good actor.
Great
Killed
actor.
before and I'll
Yup.
do it again.
I'll do it again.
God. That reference.
Love that.
Yes, because you showed it to me, Gray.
It's a good one.
Also,
Yeah,
Gray, I'm sending you something on Snapchat. As soon as my Snapchat decides to not freak out.
Sucks.
You've sent me one. I watched it already. No, I watched it earlier. It's like I wonder if Gray sent me anything. You sent me one thing. Did it because you looked at Instagram and stuff I sent you unprompted? Thought we knew this. Wow.
Nothing against you. My intrinsic here.
Oh.
Anyways, I'm gonna go find my phone. I think I left it out in the front.
Please don't tell me you left it in my car.
I did not.
Okay.
Be funny though. Dog.
Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, you guys want to know what I remembered over this last week that I had completely forgot about since having done it when first making my character?
What's that?
I created an entire alphabet of runes, and then a kind of the beginnings of a system for how they work with each other to create spells. And I even digitized the runes into an actual font that I could use for things. And then I completely forgot about it until this last week.
Oh my god. You poor soul.
It's cool though, because it realistically will never actually come up in game. It's just a thing that I did because I was hyperfixated on the character. So
Okay, but
just
yeah,
I'll remember to keep it.
What
if it does come up?
That'll be so cool. All your hard work.
I'll need to just explain to everybody
Oh shit!
how my rune alphabet works.
I left my mic on this whole time.
Yeah, what's up?
This is true.
Oops.
Webba.
I like the cargo cargo
Hello?
shorts.
Can't see them.
Hello.
They're camouflage. Hello.
I know, that's why.
Oh my
I can't-
god. Gray, you're just not wearing pants?
No, Gray just doesn't have thighs.
I don't
That's
have
how I know
thighs.
they're wearing camo.
Hide the pants.
Then Ellerman texted me that he was here, and so I panicked and I ran into my room. And then by the time we were done with everything, he was like, "It's almost 5," and I was like, "Oh shit, it's almost 5."
Ah, shit.
It's
No,
almost
it's
5.
6.
But I got stuff done I needed to get done today. I just need to get into the brain schmeat flowing.
Were you working?
No, I was not.
Were you anywhere near your trapped escape room?
Nope, I was not.
Okay,
I got food for Goose.
I insured this.
good.
I got food for Goose and got burgers and fries.
Just let Goose starve.
What?
Goose food.
What the fuck
Why
is
are
wrong?
you feeding Goose burgers and fries?
Oh, I fed.
Maybe Goose wants that.
Goose doesn't deserve food. I think Goose is a menace to society.
You're a menace.
That's
That's
true,
true.
but we can both be menaces to society. It's not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, you're just more of a menace because Goose has actually done nothing wrong. You're just a hater.
Hater.
Why? Devin just sent me a message that says "proud of you."
Yeah.
I don't know what I have to be proud of, but I'm scared.
Devin might be
You
watching this.
He's not.
Oh.
It's not as far as I know.
It's not
Remember your
just proud
AC
of you.
Remember your AC pun?
Oh,
It was so good, I had to tell him about it.
Anyways, who wants to do a recap? Last week's.
We finished
Yeah,
our
like-
business in the library. We went back, were heavily advised by unnamed members of the
Multiple
group.
people.
Not important who was advised and who was the advisor. But to not go out and pet a cat in the middle of the night. The cat sucked. It was for sure evil. Should have killed it there while we had the chance before it became like a powerful lich or something. On our way back, we were targeted by a bunch of thugs. Found out we apparently have a shadow guard that just follows us around all the time. And got some fancy clothes made for the festival. And now I think we're going to the festival.
No, we got measurements taken for fancy clothes. We still haven't done two truths, one lie. Idiot.
That took up your rainy day. I assume everyone just had a cozy rainy. That was the fourth day. First day you guys
Yeah.
got there. Second day you guys went some churches. Third day you had the rainy day because the Weatherstone said that there would be a chance of showers that night. But it's the fourth day of the 10-day week, and you guys are free to fish. And let's switch. Fuck.
Can I just add one thing? Don't act like it was the middle of the night. The sun had literally just set. Don't give
It
me
was
this
dark.
it's fucking 3 a.m. type malarkey. It was
Also,
getting dark.
Your character also did intimidate them first and failed, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm being victim shamed by my fellow victims.
yeah, because you're
I
acting
think
like
in this regard, you kind of earned it.
you're acting like you 100% didn't deserve it when you were like intimidated them first.
I cast magic missile on the party.
It was not involved. I mean, I was
There's-
involved, but I'm not making fun of anybody.
There's 5 of us here. Choose 3.
You're standing too close. You just got hit with the splash damage. I'm just
There's
seeing
no
red at this
splash
point.
damage for magic missile.
Wild
No, there's
magic.
splash damage for my wild magic.
Anyways, congratulations, you have a session bronze, Enton.
Oh geez, what does that do?
You
Oh my
get
God.
one. You get one roll of a 6, or 1d6 on top of a roll so long as you claim it first.
That's pretty cool.
It's right there in the channel. It excludes death saves and excludes damage.
Any D20 roll.
Yeah, any
That's
d20
not a death save.
that isn't a death save.
Can I use it on a wild magic roll?
That would be really funny.
Bronze inspiration is add 1d6 to any roll except damage. Yep.
Oh,
I'm
but
never
the
gonna
question
use
is,
it to avoid wild magic.
do you roll wild magic or does the DM?
He does.
This is my free option to when I get a wild magic surge. I'm just like, I don't really like that effect. Let's go 6 up.
No, that's a D100.
I said any roll.
It doesn't say D20,
Oh.
mate.
Oh, you're right.
Any roll except damage. You put another thing in there. What else did you say I couldn't do?
Death saves.
Death saves.
Death save. That's not on here though.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. Excludes death saves. Right there, second line.
Except damage.
Okay.
Third
Says
line?
silver excludes death saves.
Everything excludes death saves.
Then why did you put it in silver and not bronze?
That's actually technically after gold.
I don't even know. It's all capital after except damage. Why is except damage lowercase?
It's parentheses. I didn't add parentheses. Anyways, fuck you. Don't judge me.
Yeah, get fucked, idiot.
I'm gonna take that 1d6 and add it to damage against you.
Do it, coward. I'll die.
I know you
Yeah.
will.
I'll remind you later, Gray. I'll remind you.
I have a backup character. It's fine.
Oh, we don't get backup characters.
You were the one arguing against me for when I said that.
I said I didn't remember, and then I was like, yeah, that makes sense when you said, no, we don't get backup characters.
Yeah, I don't really have a plan to reintroduce anyone after your character dies.
I'll just play a handler that's helping the gang.
Maybe. Who
It'd be
knows?
pretty
I-
hard to like.
We'll see. We'll
like
see
there
if
was
one of
actually
you
another
dies.
chosen.
Yeah,
First
Kill
exactly.
me.
Like
First one to die. First one to die comes
Narratively?
back as Ashton,
Oh my god.
but you're not a chosen or anything. You just become
Hate
Ashton.
him. No,
Don't die then.
I would never.
Why? No, why Ashton? Ashton the
not-
abbot?
No.
No,
It's
Oh.
bad to
Anchor.
use a. It's bad to use a name that's also another NPC's name.
Anchor, Adderall, Abercrombie.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Antoine.
I
Was it?
hate you.
Alternative,
Antoine.
additive,
Rude. Hold on.
against.
Is my mic picking up everything
Arsonist.
just
Artichoke?
fine? Let me see really quick.
Angst.
I hate him.
Okay, there
I
you go.
don't like
It's
him
much
at
better.
all.
I know I'm louder.
Aardvark?
Ignore me. I just realized that I didn't turn up my mic after I turned my computer back on, so I was probably a little bit quieter than I usually am. This tiny AC is like fucking pulling his weight.
Kicking ass. I
Yeah.
need to get one of those then.
Yeah. I recommend buying multiple filters, like when you buy it, because it works best when you freeze the filter after soaking it in water. Then it's like super AC, like Giga Mega Ultra AC.
Also puts a lot of strain on the system.
No, it doesn't. It's recommended to do so.
Does it? Ugh.
It-
Interesting.
It's literally because it's evaporative at the top, and then it just has the air filter. But it says like you can either run the air filter under water, or you could run it underwater and then freeze it, and then the air comes out even icier until it melts. But then you just switch out the air filter and you're good. Or just take it out, soak it again, switch it. But it says it lasts up to 10 hours or 11 hours or
Yeah.
something like that.
Hey,
But-
Gray.
What?
Fucking Aberforth is like 19, right?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh,
You know, acetophenetidine.
Nope, doesn't ring a bell. I'm just not trying to
Acetaminophen?
humor you.
good old friend, asexual.
It's an NPC that you made and you don't even remember anti-penultimate.
You can just keep saying words at me, and I'm just gonna
I
ignore you.
will. I think that
Anticlimactic?
Antibacterial.
I think anti-vivisection should have been the one to speak up and say maybe it's a bad idea to go out at night. I'm blaming him.
He did.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
He did.
You
Did he?
did.
He
He
did.
And you still didn't listen?
I wanted to pet a cat.
How many people have to
Also
tell you
wanted
not to do it
to
before you
get-
think it's a good idea?
They're
a
fucking
chosen.
children.
What are you gonna do about it?
Apparently fight some thugs.
Have you
You're
ever
fighting
met a
back.
child?
What?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever met a child who was told that they're special and better than everybody?
Guys, I'm gonna have to be honest with you now. This whole time I've had no idea what a child is, and I've been too scared to ask.
It's true.
Just imagine a smaller, dumber human.
I see.
I was gonna
Oh,
make a
da-
comment there.
Damn, am I a child?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, we've all known that you were a child this whole time, right?
you guys make it to the 4th day,
Oof.
and you are told, Nevocred, you've been told by Bimp at this point that the bugle, the pocket bugle waking up is not cohesive to a good time for Bimp. What do you do that morning?
I wake up,
Verdict?
I go up to each door, and I give a no. I'm gonna give a medium knock, a hearty knock. You know, say, "Wake up! to every door except for Bimp's, which I will give a light knock and say, Crabbo. I'll whisper up to the door. Actually, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals on myself. And I'm going to say, Crabbo, if you can hear me, wake up, Bimp. All right. Goodbye. Mwah. I'm going to blow a kiss, and I'm going to walk away.
Oh.
You fucking what?
Somewhere a crab is blushing.
I don't think that a Crabbo would understand it because Crabbo's technically not an animal. I'm assuming it's a fae.
Yeah, this has been said to the group.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what the fuck that means.
I don't know what a fae is.
I love just you walking up and speaking crab to something that doesn't understand.
I'm sure Crabbo can speak crab.
I like
Somewhere.
to think you cast Speak with Animals and then pull out like one of the like hand clicker, like wooden clacker things, and you just start clicking to the door.
Oh, that would
Click,
be
click, click,
that would
click,
be
click,
funny.
click, click, click.
Gray, are you gonna stream to us sounds and shit?
Oh shit! You know what?
Just about to ask the
That's a
same thing.
great fucking idea. Listen, just to let you guys know.
Crab, please. Crab, scare, crab. Frighten, crab, and
How is this working?
Did you just mute yourself?
No,
You just stop talking, huh?
no, it actually played. Slug, it actually played. I don't know
What?
how, but it played.
Oh my god.
That's wild. I don't
Wait, what
understand.
did Slug play?
No,
Someone redeemed the crab thing.
and it played. That's amazing.
Yes.
It's fine,
That's not
Lethador.
supposed to
That's
happen.
it's
You're not
it,
supposed to do
you
that.
you broke my system, but that's great. I love that. We were talking about crabs. That's a completely valid reaction to talking about crabs.
I even denied it. God damn it. Refunded the points.
Oh, that's okay. Where's
So
my
it's a free crab.
free crab?
Good.
How did that work? Okay, what? What?
It seemed like you were going to give us some information.
I feel like this should be a thing to figure out after stream.
Yeah, I'll figure that out after stream. But okay.
Everyone spab crab.
No, it's on cooldown. But let me see. I was going to open up my Midvale. By the way, today's session is gonna be a little choppy. Just because, like, a little choppy, I mean mentally for me, because I'm supposed to be on this medication that I am currently not on because I have not made it to my doctor's yet. And that causes, like, cognitive issues. Like, my brain function is just not functioning at 100% capacity right now. I'm still gonna play. I'm gonna work through it. It's not super high. It's just, like, trying to find certain words is gonna be, like, trying to hold ribbons that are slipping through my fingers. Because you can grab a straw easy, but, like, ribbons in the wind is very difficult. So, just to let you guys know, that is what is going to be happening. I'm going to do my best. We're going to play anyways. We're going to have a great time. And it'll be a nice, lighthearted session. And hopefully we'll reach the festival. Because I actually took notes. I just need to find those notes. But, let me pull my notes right here. We are going to share my screen. To this, go live. Now I'm going to test and see. Okay, that is coming through the audio output capture. That is good. That is what I want to see.
Yes, I can hear it.
Well, I wanted to make sure I was hearing it on stream because last week's stream it wasn't able to be heard.
Not go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't know why, but I could hear it. You could hear it, but it was just broken. Anyways, it's all fixed. I just wanted to make sure it was coming through. And then we will have the Irish coast, coastal winds. You'll have this that's at a good volume. And wind sounds. Ooh. Oh, that's so nice.
Wind.
Wind. Cool. Have the outline for the festival all right here. So I do have it. Everything's good. My settings for everything are good. Let me just go ahead and turn off the typewriter sound so that no one else has to hear that on stream. So we begin. It is breakfast on the 4th day of the 10-day that you are waiting for the festival. What would you all like to do? I know some of you are already wide awake doing your various things. I'm actually curious as to what Dendrick is doing this morning.
Dendrick would probably be downstairs, book in hand, experimenting with creating new small wooden or metal containers with the scrap metal that he had picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Would have used mending to clean them of rust and get them at least in a decent shape. And I'm just trying to create like cans, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wait, am I awoken by Crabbo?
Yes, Crabbo will just slightly who knows what it was that Crabbo heard, but Crabbo slightly shuffles, does a little couple side steps on your side where you're curled up and just taps you awake.
Look at him. Thank you. I presume it was you that woke me up.
Sam Elliott Southern accent, huh?
Listen, I was trying to show, shut up. Anyways. I'm trying to find a nice...
We like that one, the top one.
We do like that one. That one's a good one. Shut up. Don't call any attention to what I'm doing. You guys talk.
I mean,
Continue
I said
the
something
game.
to Crabbo.
Oh, you said it to Crabbo? I thought you had left and said it to Nevocred. But yeah, Crabbo did pinch, and then cleans windshield wipers his little eyeballs, and moves his little face mini pinchers.
Yes.
He moves those yum yum, food time. Time to he said, I windshield wipers, rise and shine, yum yum yum, food time.
It rhymes.
Crabbo is a poet.
Get ready.
Crabbo has been cursed to only speak in rhyme.
I didn't know you could curse a familiar.
You can. They're a
can.
fey creature.
That's fair, I suppose.
I assume a lot of familiars are cursed, or else they would never be a familiar.
Oof.
Maybe Crabbo's doing it out of the kindness of his own heart.
No, crabs are cold and unfeeling.
Crabbo is a fae.
That took the form of a crab. You don't just take a form of a crab.
I forced him into the form of a crab.
No way that's out of the goodness of Crabbo's heart.
Anyway, breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Enton barely woke up on time this morning, and to do his daily draining and is just so tired.
Oh. So you guys head down to breakfast. And as you do, some of you are already there ready to go. Some of you are dragging your feet. Breakfast this morning is biscuits and gravy.
Mina looks very excited at this.
Very hearty breakfast. It was a cold, rainy day yesterday, and you know, everyone needs a little bit of something to pick them up. Now, for you, Nevocred, the standard gravy is a sausage gravy. Instead, for you has been prepared a let's see, someone help me out. What's a good alternative for biscuits and gravy? Biscuits and sausage gravy.
You can just do a basic bechamel with pepper.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you want to add stuff to it,
You know what?
could, but
Actually, let's roleplay this. Dendrick was sitting there watching the kitchen staff, and he overheard the kitchen staff struggling to figure out what to make for Nevocred, as he does not eat meat. Do you provide aid?
I 100% would have.
Cool. So, they look at you and they go, "A bechamel? Can you teach us?"
Oh, sure. Do you have any oil, flour? Can't really use butter. And I'm gonna look at like whoever, not the person in charge, but whoever's like right next to me, be like, can you soften some onions? Get them really, really like caramelized and brown.
They just nod and follow your lead. By the way, Nevocred is vegetarian, not vegan. So butter is fine. And so is milk.
Okay. Well, my brain would have been like, yeah.
It's the same thing.
And so, Dendrick's gonna pull up just this big old pan, throw some oil at the bottom of it, and start heating up the oil and bringing it to a nice light simmer before tossing in some flour to make a basic roux.
They're like, wow,
And then
that smells
and then
delicious.
I'm just gonna keep stirring and going, yeah, the key to this, you don't want to let it burn. If it gets too dark, then it starts tasting like a burnt red. But once it gets to this nice, healthy like straw color, that's when we're gonna add those onions in.
They just nodded. The kitchen staff like watches and learns from you, and like someone says like, oh, like, can I, like, is it ready to be tasted, like, in a little bit?
Sure. Would have made a vegetarian onion gravy.
Someone goes, what if we added sauteed mushrooms?
Oh, that could be good. If you dice them really, really thin, it could, or like cube them real small, it could take the place of the meat. It could make it taste real meaty without adding any.
They nodded and they turn in like motion, and someone's like already getting like some local mushrooms prepared.
Oh, do you guys have any vegetable broth? If you add that in, it adds a whole different kind of flavor to it too.
and they do, and you work together with the kitchen staff, and the kitchen staff like smile and they add their own ideas, and it all makes for a wonderful smelling breakfast that some people are like, hey, can I have that instead of like the the sausage? So there's
question for you.
Yeah.
Would there be anything like soy sauce in there?
Soy sauce would be more so. That would be. I'm trying to think of which region it would more than likely be. I think here around Midvale that would be good, like especially since Rassalantar is not too far. I think they'd have something similar, but maybe not in super high supply, just because it's not used in a lot of recipes that come through the capital city. But definitely in
Gotcha.
like smaller cities, like it's something they're like that they have. In like smaller local cities, but here in the main city, it's not that it's not there, it's just not super sought after, so it's like low demand, low supply.
Then what Dendrick would do, he's going to gather a lot of those mushrooms, some cabbage, and other basic vegetables, and is going to chop them super fine and add a little bit of heavy brine to it, and then just going to let that sit. And then when Nebuchad's food goes out, I would bring it with me and recommend adding a tiny amount to his gravy.
Yeah, so while all the chosen are seated, there's a lack of you until you come out with everyone serving the food and you set down Nebuchad's food. And you can tell him.
They were having trouble making something that didn't have meat for the biscuits and gravy, Nebuchad. So I offered my help. We came up with this. I hope you like it. And then I'm going to pull out that little bottle of vegetable brine.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, it's not exactly what I would add, but it has a lot of flavor, adds a different kind of balance to it. So I'd recommend trying it with just a little bit of this too.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the bottle and add a little dash, and I'm gonna taste it.
It tastes real good. You heard us all talking about what's gone into it, what it's gonna taste like, and it phenomenal.
Does the brine taste really good too?
Mm-hmm.
Nebuchad's
You
gonna
can
add-
take it with or without, but it definitely does add a little something.
It would be a very crude approximation of a soy sauce, just without a lot of that deep umami flavor.
Nebuchad is gonna add probably what some would say is too much of the brine to his biscuits and gravy, and he's gonna chow down, much like he did with the omelet. He's picking the plate up so it is parallel with his mouth, and he's more so shoveling than really, like using his utensils to scoop into his mouth. He's kind of just shoveling it, pushing it into his mouth at such a speed that, really only like 80% is actually making into his mouth. The rest is hitting his face, getting on, maybe on the surrounding people. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
It's so good. Like, you made this? Like, yeah, we're gonna be so set, like, going forward.
I mean,
Like,
it wasn't just me. There were other people helping out too. I just kind of gave them inspiration.
if you had, like, like, how much of this was you? Because I need to know, am I gonna gain a lot of weight during our adventures? Because this is so good.
Well, I mean, I like to cook. Cooking kind of makes me happy, so.
It makes me happy too, so never stop cooking. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And then Dendrick's gonna sit down and enjoy his biscuits and gravy.
Mm-hmm. The ones that they made are also really good. You can see points where like you could add improvements, but you were really focused on helping with the mushroom gravy. So but you're like, like hopefully they'll take this experience and like use it and learn and But you keep any I assume you keep any comments to yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Nevercred. Can I try just a bit? The gravy?
Nevercred. When you say my name, I'm gonna like look over while still shoveling, and then as you like continue speaking, I'm gonna slow my rate down. And there is not much left at all on my plate. I'm gonna say you just finish it. Like you're gonna want more than one bite, and I hand you like 90% of the food is gone, but like they're gonna give you the last 10%. I'm gonna scan around for a napkin. Do I find any?
Yes.
I'm gonna take a napkin and just like start wiping my face, and I'm like, guys, I'm gonna go figure out the weather for the day. You enjoy that, Bimp. You enjoy that, and I'm gonna get up and start making my way to the door.
Yeah, Bimp takes like one taste of it, takes her plate, stands up, goes to the kitchen, and asks for a new plate with Dendrix gravy.
They have made plenty of that gravy, so yes, you're able to get some.
Sweet. Just comes back
So-
with Dendrix gravy and
Just to give you a sense of what this would actually taste like, because this is a real recipe. It's like onion soup, but in gravy. With a
Like
lot
real
more
thick. kinda.
flour taste to it, so it kind of balances out. But it's, yeah,
It's thick,
Yeah.
it's salty, it's got umami.
A real
The
thick.
the mushroom really
powdery
helps,
gravy.
like gives you like something to chew, a little bit of chew to it, but not enough where it's like you're chewing for longer than like just a bite or two, because the mushrooms are well diced. But you know it's good.
would this remind me of home?
In a way, yes. This maybe not this specific dish, but remembering like trying new things and having travelers come and introduce new stuff that you just can't get enough of. Like, it definitely gives you this sense of like longing and this memory that you have of, being able to be like, yeah, that was really good. I'm really happy I tried that. You and your parents would go and check out places and do things, and or you and your friend would go and go to town when new shipments would come in and go try their foods there. It was
Yeah,
always a lot of fun.
As Bimp's eating this, she's got like a smile where like someone's remembering happier times as she's eating this, so anyone who looks at her notice her.
I like how the song immediately changed to something like more somber.
Yeah.
perfect timing.
The universe has granted us perfect music for the moment. And by the universe, I mean YouTube.
What's the
You
difference?
said perfect timing, like you were the voiceover of a rhythm game.
Perfect timing.
Perfect!
Perfect.
But
Let's go. Keep it up.
yeah. Oh my god.
Great!
Okay, that's enough.
All right, I'm stopping before I get in trouble.
But yeah, so you guys finish up your breakfast, and Bimp seems to be in good spirits, I would say, when you're done, by the time you're
Yes.
done. Yeah, good spirits by the time she's done. And do you actually go determine the weather?
Yes. I'm gonna just set up my weather rock quickly and turn to page 132 and read the instructions in the book and incidentally cast Druidcraft.
I would say that Mina would have come with, and because she's very interested in this bit of magic, and she's taking notes in her regular notebook on everything that he does, and like even the unnecessary part of setting up the actual weather rock. Yeah, she takes notice. She takes notes for all of that.
Mm-hmm. Um, whatchamacallits? So you've determined that today you look to the sky and you see, you know, like that really pretty sky where it's like the sun is bright and shining, but there's like those thick clouds that just like sometimes cover the sun, but the wind in the, what is it, the stratosphere is like high and going fast, so it's like partly cloudy with like the quick moving clouds that like, you know, that you can literally see beams of light coming down sometimes, like those really pretty skies. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be
God
that
rays
kind of a
and
day.
everything.
Yeah, God rays. Partly cloudy, just to sum it up, but you can see
But in a pretty way.
in a pretty way.
What about for tonight? Is it going to be a clear night, or?
Tonight it will bring in a little bit more cloudage, just because that's the way that the clouds are forming right now. It'll bring in a little bit more cloudage, but it's still going to be partly cloudy. Just it's, what is it, when it's mostly sun and only mostly sun, slight clouds has one word, and then it's mostly clouds, slight clear sky is another word for it. Because I know partly cloudy is mostly clouds. Partly cloudy weather. Partly cloudy versus partly sunny. Okay, well, it's partly sunny, and it'll be partly cloudy tonight.
Okay.
So generally a pretty nice day.
Mm-hmm.
After casting this and figuring out the weather and writing it down in my notebook, I'm gonna turn to Mina. Did you finish eating, or I did not think you would eat as fast as me.
Oh no, biscuits and gravy are my favorite food, so I didn't quite finish as fast as you, but I can go back and finish when I'm done. I'm interested in this magic that I'm interested in this rock, that can tell the weather. I want to figure out how to eventually maybe do it on my own, so I wanted to
Yes,
come and
of
take
course.
notes.
Would you like to copy the notes from my handbook, my manual?
Sure, I would love to.
All right, I'm gonna hand over the book that has like just a crude drawing of like a weather rock. I guess it's like an illustration. I don't know how publishers worked back in the day, but and then like along like the description of it, and like on each side there's gonna be like in the margins are gonna be filled with like scribblings and like scribblings and a lot like crammed into the margins. But I don't know if you can read it necessarily because it's not in common.
Fair enough. Regardless of whether or not she can read it, Mina will still copy it down.
Okay.
Just because she's used to seeing things that she doesn't initially know how to actually read and then picking it up later on, so she notes it all down in her regular notebook anyway, so that she can theoretically continue to, or like figure it out herself later on, but including the instructions and the illustration of the weather rock.
Yeah. Nemocris is just going to say that yeah, I don't know what language this is, but it just makes sense to me, you know? So if you ever need help like deciphering or reading it, let me know.
Of course. I'll make sure to ask you once I get to the point where I'm trying to actually cast the spell, so thank you very much.
Of course. And Nevercrit's gonna like start taking apart his lashings and his weather rock. I should just leave it up. You know what? I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to leave it here, and I am going to hope it does not get stolen. I'm gonna pick it up and like. Are there any bushes nearby? Because I'm gonna try to hide it between like a building and a bush, just so it's
Sure.
like obscure.
Or
Yes.
you're on the side of the church. There's like decorative bushes and stuff like that. Like you're fine. You hide it behind a fern.
All right. Perfect. Perfect.
I'm sure no one will find this. And even if they do, it belongs to a chosen. So what are they going to do with it? They can't steal it.
That's true.
They probably won't know that. But, whatever. Nobody's going to find it.
Well, if the guard's watching, they will know. I'm gonna yell into like the general area, not too loud, but I'm gonna say, if you are watching, that is my weather rock, and if somebody steals it, you must, I don't know, I guess you're obligated by the service to the king or something. You must protect it. It is mine. Please, if you're listening, it is I am Nevelcrit Dvarmosin. I am a chosen. It is my weather rock. Please. Thank you. I'm gonna walk back inside.
Mita's just very quietly laughing at this.
As you're walking away, you hear "Meow."
Oh, I swear to God,
Yeah.
is that?
No, as you see a fucking someone like in armor, like you look back just in time to see them like holding Greg, Destroyer of Worlds. And then they just like quickly turn and like walk away from you. Like he wasn't going towards the rock, I promise. Just a stray cat. Do 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 do.
Wait, no, that's Greg. He's our friend.
Well, friend is a weird term. Mina, let's go inside. I think whatever they're doing with Greg is appropriate.
I suppose they can't let cats into the church. But, it's whatever. We'll find them later.
I fucking love Greg. Greg the Destroyer.
And I suppose at that point we just head back inside.
Yep. Hold on.
Upon watching them come back in, Denedrick's gonna wave and be like, "If you guys have any food that you like, let me know. I'd be happy to try my hand at making something."
I love dried apricots. That is my favorite food, probably. Like, of all time. So if you can find an apricot and dry it, let me know. It is perfect.
Do you like them candied, dried, air dried, salted dried? There are a lot of
probably
ways
not
to make.
salty.
You've had candied apricots, and you've had like this strange method of like dried apricots that you're not sure exactly how they did it, but it was like
Savory apricot.
no, not savory. You're not sure how they did it because it was dehydrated. There goes my painting. I have a box of crickets. Excuse me while I feed them really quick. But if you describe it, you will know that it is dehydrated. Ah, it touched my hand!
It's your own fault.
It is dehydrated apricot, which is done by cooking in an oven at low temperatures for a long time.
And,
Mina will also.
Yeah. Mina, do you have anything?
Well, like I said to Nevacred outside, Grits and gravy is actually my favorite food. We used to have it at home reasonably often. It's a good food for cold days. So, the only other thing is that I have had way too much fish in my life. I really don't like fish. But other than that, yeah, so biscuits and gravy would be my favorite, and I would really rather not eat more fish.
No fish for Mina. Got it. I get it. I lived in a port city, so fish is very plentiful.
I was specifically known for it's a fishing town, so we pretty much had fish for almost every meal. My Alexa, shut up. I'm sorry.
No.
Anyway, yeah, so my hometown was very full of fish. Smell of fish is certainly reminds me of home in the worst way, but
You got it. I'd be happy to try my hand at
very much.
other kinds of biscuits and gravy if you'd like.
I mean, sure, I would love to taste different kinds. I already ate quite a bit of my initial helping, so I would go and try the stuff that you made today, but I'm already pretty full.
Oh, no, of course. Maybe another morning. It's all pretty easy to make, so I'd be happy to try for you.
Sounds like a plan.
Gray, did you lock your door?
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
just did. I locked my door and added my my do not disturb sign. I was like, fuck.
Can we do a channel point bet whether or not anyone's going to disturb you?
No. Because I'm gonna get disturbed whether I like it or not. But now my door's locked and all is well. But
Speaking of plans, what are we doing for the day?
yeah, what are you guys doing for the day?
Well, favorite foods. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I know it's from Zenistrat. Samosas, I believe was the name of it. It was like this. They called it a dumpling. It had like potatoes, veggies inside of it. It was deep fried.
I've seen stuff similar to that. We just call them savory dessert. The ones that we used to make are potato and onion and whatever other small vegetable, normally carrots or peas. And then we fry them in an oil, let them sit for a second before serving.
Sounds close to it, yeah.
Luckily, both of you are from places on trading routes that travel from Zenistrat to Fjordheim. Or both of you grew up on trading spots. So, you, unlike most of the continent, have had a lot of access to strange foods that many other people have never had the opportunity to try.
Yeah, if you like them, I could try to make some for tonight, if you want.
Her eyes just light up. If you can, please. If you have nothing else to do today.
I wasn't really planning on doing much today. I woke up early, so I got most of what I wanted to do. I got done already. I didn't know if everyone else was gonna have something to do.
Well, we
Bas-
had made plans to go to the market at some point, but yesterday it was raining, so we didn't end up going.
Well,
That's right.
Today would be a great day to go. I could get all the food I need to make anything for anybody.
Another thing too is that just because you're not aware of the name of the dish, you might feel a little more comfortable cooking this dish if you had a refresh of the recipe. As this is something that you're not super familiar with, and I don't think that you personally sought out to. Like, you can make a
Probably not. No.
yeah. You didn't
That
think
would've
you'd
been
be in
like-
this situation.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Xenostrot ship coming. They probably would have prepared it, and I would have been like, "What are you guys doing?"
Valid. Okay, I'm loading up my shops preemptively, but you guys are able to do as you wish. So just choose what you're gonna do. Let me know, and I got you.
Murder. I mean,
No,
what?
not murder.
Not today.
Why not? You said choose what we want to do.
Be funny.
Perhaps, but also no.
It's too nice of a day outside for murder.
It is too nice of
Ah,
a day
you're
outside
right.
for murder.
You know what? You're right.
If any time we were going to murder, it should have been yesterday when it was raining.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like what they were planning on doing to you guys?
That was the day
Yeah,
before.
pretty much.
We don't talk about the day before yesterday.
Not
It
paying
didn't
attention.
exist.
I've been thinking about this a lot. How are we supposed to defeat the Blue Witch if we're about to get murdered by 3 or 4 thugs? Drunk thugs.
Well, to be fair, we don't know if they were actually going to murder us.
We're supposed
We
to be getting
Maybe could
stronger.
have fought them, but yeah. The
Also-
entire idea of why we're here is to get stronger.
Only one of us tried fighting back.
That's true.
Mina sweats a little bit. Yes, only one of us. I wasn't
Aye.
preparing anything.
I didn't fight anyone.
Well,
After the spell,
Speaking of, what spell did you try to cast anyway, Anton?
I can make people go to sleep.
Oh, that's not. That would have been totally fine. They would have just. I mean, they probably would have passed out anyway. They were that drunk. That would have been harmless.
Harmless, probably. Unless one of them fell wrong and, cracked open their skulls.
Stop it.
Yeah, you know.
That's not in the spell description.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been the spell's fault. That would have been the cobblestone's fault. It wouldn't have been us that killed him. It was the ground.
Oh, yes. The ground's going to jail.
Put the planet in prison.
Naughty.
It already
planet.
is.
But yeah, so
It's imprisoned by the sun's gravitational forces.
you guys are able to, I'm assuming, go and check out some market stalls.
Ah,
I think that's the plan for the day.
Everyone in agreement?
I suppose so.
Good. So you guys head out to the market. Are you guys looking for anything specifically? Or would you like to leave it up to the dice?
it has no money, so no.
Well, I mean, you can still, try to look around for
fresh produce.
fresh produce. All right. We have our golden dwarven ale for you.
Yo, ale for a child.
No, it's the name of the dice set that I have for.
I know. I'm messing with you.
Listen, I gotta
For
make sure.
child?
I was like, please don't mess with Gray. They are fragile. They are a baby.
I am baby. What's right there?
Why are you allowed to be angry at me when I give alcohol to children, but you can do it whenever you want?
Because Gray's special.
Gray makes the laws.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple things. An old gnomish woman,
Woman.
an old gnomish woman selling herbs and tinctures for healing and cooking purposes. So herbs and tinctures, for one.
What's the shop name?
Hold on, let
That
me.
one, she's just a stall in a market.
Yeah, she's a market stall.
What's
But
the woman's name?
you haven't even
Gotta
chosen
go
to go up
talk
to
to
the
her to
thing
find
yet.
out.
What's her
Anyways,
shoe size?
there's a family of
Can't see
halflings
'em.
selling fresh strawberries. Small family running a vegetable stall. They sell non-seasonal vegetables, so vegetables that currently aren't in season. An elf woman selling spices from Zenistrat. Makes for she has a special one called Dragon's Claw that makes for a great addition to dark meats, and it's on a little sign right there. It's called Dragon's Claw herb or spice mix. There's an old man selling roasted nuts. That's what he does. He's so cute. A family of humans selling dairy products from their farm. The smell of the cheeses is sharp and fills the air. A human and 2 dragonborn men selling freshly caught fish. Half-orc hunter selling parts of deer he shot the day, well, fresh deer. The stall is busy and the meat is being sold in an auction. So I'm expecting you to keep in mind the ones that are standing out to you, and I'll revisit those and go a little bit deeper into those.
I mean, I've already got 2 choices, so.
Okay, yeah, we can stop there.
We're going cheese first.
Cheese, the dairy farm. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So you see, it's a man, very obviously like farmer man, his wife, and their like twin children, a little boy and a little girl. They're dressed very similarly, just the girl's wearing a dress while the boy is wearing pants. Or the girl's wearing a skirt while the boy is wearing pants. They're wearing the exact same shirt. The mom is handling the cash and the dad is handling like the talks about the cheeses and, you know, what aromatics are used, or not aromatics, but like the underlying flavors, and aromatics would be right. And then the kids are just like, the kids are about aged 7, as they are grabbing product and moving it to where, you know, their parents are telling them to, just like, you know, go get me this cheese. And the little girl runs off, grabs it, hands it to her brother looks at it, confirms, and hands it off to the mom, or vice versa. But
Child labor.
this is dairy products, not just cheeses. So, one of the very interesting things that they have is they have in, let's see, hold on. They have a very rare product that you have never seen before. Goose, you good? This is something. Sorry, I was talking to my lizard who fell. So, very interesting to you. This, Let me just read about this really quick. It is told that it must be kept cool. And in doing so, like, they basically sell, like, special containers where you can go and, like, keep it off, like, in a sealed, airtight container, where you can keep it, like, in the ocean water, like, off of a pier, so that it stays cold from the ocean.
Little floaty coolers.
Little floaty coolers.
What is this?
So it's something that I like to call yogurt. I had someone come through one time and teach me how to make it. It's very good. It's very delicious when mixed with honey. It is I can't explain the taste. All I can do is offer you a sample. Would you like a sample? You can also mix it with fruit and honey as well.
I'll take it by itself if that's okay.
He nods. And he goes and he says, now it looks milky, but don't expect the taste of milk, as he says, and he gets a little, like, you can tell that he has a large dish of, like, used and unused little, like, tasting spoons, and he opens up the thing and he grabs a taster jar and he scoops out a little piece and he hands it to you.
This is different.
He nods. Here, now try this one, he says as he grabs one, and it has a little bit of honey in it.
I like that a lot more.
He nods. It plain is a little sour, but I have heard that it is used in Zenistrat for certain creamy toppings on, like, on savory dishes.
I could see that. It does taste pretty good.
He nods.
I just don't really have a way to keep it cold.
He smiles and nods. That's understandable, but if you ever would like, you can always come and have some. I sell, if you have a stream or even the ocean, you can put it in an airtight container and keep it in water, cold water, and it'll keep it at a correct temperature. The water here comes down from Fjordheim and keeps the waters cool here.
Well, I'll think about ways to use it, and then I'd rather get it fresh if that's okay.
He smiles. Of course. It's always best when it comes fresh. My family, we only come to this market once a week. We'll be here for the festival, but we own a farm outside of town. So if you want to bring he kind of, like, looks at who you're traveling with, your parents or your friends.
Friends is fine.
He smiles. He says, you can always come and try somewhere. The let me see. Let's find where the I'm trying to find a last name for them really quick. We're the Sidons. Sydin, for anyone who's taking notes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. I'd like to purchase just a small wheel of cheese if you have any.
Of course.
Something simple and good for melting.
Good for melting. Good. you know what you're talking about. He goes and he says, he leans over and he says, get the halfling half wheel. It's not actually made by halflings, but he just shrugs.
Is it the size of a halfling, or
No,
is
it's
it
the
just a
halfling half
fun
wheel.
name?
It takes a lot of inspiration from halfling cheeses, which are very like mild and melty.
Is it made of
That makes sense.
halfling?
No.
I imagine that's probably not something that they would just sell on the street if it was.
But yeah, so you guys he opens the half wheel of cheese and he offers it for you to smell and like take a look at like the texture of the cheese, and because it is cut in half, it's a half wheel. He's like, I can give you 2 halves, but they generally come in half wheels, but it is a large half wheel, not just like a small wheel. So if you were looking for a small wheel, this is perfect.
Dendric's gonna pick it up and he's gonna pick it up and smell it, and just go, "This would be perfect. How much for just one of the half wheels?"
The half wheel, that'll be 2 copper.
Okay. And Dendric's gonna reach into his bag and pull out 3 and hand it across to him.
He smiles. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me try that, what'd you call it? Yogurt?
He nods.
It was definitely something I've never had before, so I appreciate that.
The world is full of new flavors.
And that's what I hope to find out. All of the new flavors and new ways of doing things.
He just nods. I wish you luck. A good time to start is young.
Thank you. Have a good day.
He just waves you off.
And Dendric's gonna turn around to the rest of the group and go, I have an idea for lunch that'll use this. Everyone can eat cheese, right?
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, I'm fine with cheese.
Well then, great. If anyone else has anything they'd like to do, I'm satisfied for today.
I was thinking of maybe trying to find some. I wanna try and find a quill, but we'll have to walk around a little bit and see what we can find. And another thing that I wanted to say is that I do have. I'm not like stacked or anything with money, but I have a decent amount of money. So if anybody's worried about not being able to buy anything, as long as it's not breaking the bank, I can probably help a little bit. So if while we're walking around you see something you really like, or if there's something you're looking for, don't hesitate to ask.
The same goes for me.
Dendrick, is that cheese heavy?
I mean, I'll be able to carry it.
Sure, I can have my mage hand carry it.
I could carry it that way too. I'm just gonna wrap it back up in the cheesecloth and just put it in my bag.
Okay. And then looks over to the Zenistrat herbs table.
Mm-hmm.
If you're planning on making the samosas later, you might want to look at that
That's-
table.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to do whatever they wanted to do first.
That's fair.
Anyone? it is an open air market. You never know what we might find.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I suppose if nobody else has anything immediately, we can just kind of keep looking for a little bit, and I'm gonna keep my eye out for anybody who's selling quills or, like, feather pens.
Do I got just the stall for you? As you go, you hear a drat, and that draws your attention. As you see a half-elf woman who has feathers woven in her hair and ink-stained hands, and she seems to be selling inks and quills as she's spilled another pool of ink on her cloth, and she just like is like trying to like she first attempts to wipe it up with her hands, goes shit, and then like grabs the underside of her shirt and like wipes it.
Looks up and sees 6 children all staring up as she's just sweared. Hello.
Words are power. Hello.
Hi. I'm looking for a reasonably fine feather quill.
Okay.
This, of what I've seen, this looks like the stall to go to for that.
Yes.
So,
Wonderful to meet you. I'm Elysis. As she puts her ink-stained hand forward, looks at it, wipes it on her pant leg, and just meshes her fingers together in front of her. You said a fine tip feather quill?
yes, just something relatively sturdy so that I can carry it for traveling. I tend to take a lot of notes and keep a lot of records while I travel, so I want something that I can carry with me without having to worry about it snapping.
She goes, wonderful. As she, like, looks at all the inks on her table, and, like, you see her take her thumb on each of them and, like, push the little pots down. She grabs one, sets it off to the side, and then you see her grab a cushioned bucket, and she just very delicately, like, swipes her arm across the table and dumps them into the bucket with, like, basically a pillow inside. You hear the clinking of glass, and she's like, she kind of like, everything looks fine. As she like reaches underneath her stall, grabs something and pulls up, you know, one of those display cases that like have the little locking front, and it has like the indents for each of the items.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Where it's like it's usually like satin cloth inside. You know what I'm talking about? And it has like a glass top.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So basically she pulls out like a table size one of those, and she's like pff. She undoes it. It's not locked, but she undoes the mechanism, and she opens it up, and she turns it to you, and she goes, so for traveling, I wouldn't recommend any of these nobility pens. You know, they're made of fine feathers, such as peacock and other frou-frou things. They're great. They're also great, just not what you're looking for. What about this? Let me see. You are small-ish. Anyways, and she goes and
It just kind of gives an understanding nod. She's not offended by being called small.
She goes, place your hand out like this, and she motions like her hand being like just up, palm upturned.
Mina puts her hand out as instructed.
She goes and she takes a feathered quill, and she like measures it with like the size of your hand. She goes, no, far too large. She does another, far too small. I think this one would be perfect, and it is a tawny brown spotted feather. Let me see. Let me see if I can find an image of what I'm talking about. It's not quite floofy. Well, no, we won't say. There you go. This is as close as I can get. An image, a new tab. So imagine, and let me put it on stream first. Yeah. Control. Nope, that's not control. Plus. It is. It's like this blue one here. It's actually more like this brown one right here, but I can't like move it very well.
The one on the left?
Yeah, the one on the left. I'm about to put it in the one that I'm
Discord.
sharing with you guys. The Discord call one. Yabushki. And let me see, I'll just take that. I'll take that, and it is the one on the left here. So
Okay. Well, Mina will just kind of pick that up and look it over and give a little nod. I mean, this looks perfect. And as well as I imagine is there any way that I could get a couple of extra nibs for the end?
yeah, she was already like reaching her hand. She's like, oh yeah, I'm on top of that. She takes the feather back, and it's already like fitted for a nib. She goes, you said you wanted something fine?
Yes.
All right.
And if I could get a couple of different nibs for various different like thicknesses of line. I tend
Absolutely.
to work in runes on occasion, and they sometimes need different thicknesses for accuracy's sake. And
She closes the box, slides it back under the table, reaches over, grabs a nice piece of paper, sets it out, takes the ink that she had set off to the side, opens that up, and she sets in front of you a few nibs and a cloth to, like, you know, dab the nib on when you're going to change it. But she offers you the ink pot, the paper, and she gives you 5 different nibs to choose from. He says, I'm assuming you only want 3, but I want to give you options.
is she just setting it out for me to pick up and test?
Just pick up and test. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, Mina will do just that and just kind of pick up and start just kind of writing various different words just to kind of test out how it feels and swap through nibs. And this seems totally fine. How much would it be for the set of nibs and then the feather?
Oh, you'd want all 5?
It depends on how much it costs.
She smiles. Well, of course. Well, the quill itself is going to be 2 copper. Each of the nibs will cost you, well, the 3 center nibs will cost you 1 copper each, while the finest and the thickest nibs will cost you 2 coppers each. And if you would like the ink and paper, that's an additional cost. As you see, the 3 in the middle are the most commonly not manufactured, but the most commonly made, whereas the finest is a little more difficult to come by, and the thickest is also a little more difficult to come by.
Alright, so then altogether, just with the quill and the nibs, that would come out to how much?
Quill, let me see. She takes it from you and she jots down a little bit of math. She goes 5, 9, 9 copper, so a silver.
Would you have change for a gold?
Of course.
Then, yeah, that's perfect. And Mina kind of shuffles around and pulls out a gold piece and sets it down. I'll just take, change it as if I had paid 2 silver for it.
Oh. I see. Alright. So she hands you back 8 silver.
Thank you very much. I'll make sure to put this to good use.
Of course. You better. She smiles.
Mina kind of gives a nod and then is just kind of standing there awkwardly for a moment before kind of gathering up what she had bought and her change and giving another little nod and a bow and then turning around to everybody else. Alright, I have what I need. Does anybody else have anything else that they want to go and try and find?
By the way, oh, you want to come back to this shop. You saw some real nice fucking feathered quills in there, and you were kind of sad that you didn't get to test them all out. But you had a purpose.
will make sure to
You
keep
had your
note of
blinders
that.
on.
Yeah.
You didn't buy the whole shop.
Could you send me that picture with the feather?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It is a stock image watercolor painting, actually, which is really cool. Go ahead and... No, I opened Dungeon Draft! No!
God.
Okay, closed. I didn't
Now you
open...
must wait 5 minutes.
No, it actually opened pretty quickly.
Oh fuck.
Let me see. Shit. Let me just send it to you really quick. I'm already in my there you go. Shabushki.
Thank you very much.
But yeah. So, with that,
Actually, I was looking to get a pen made with a raven's feather, if you have any.
she goes. She looks at you and she just gives you a soft smile. And she's like, it's the face of, oh, that's so cute. She goes, yes, of course. What size nib would you like? Would you like a standard?
Yeah, the same as this. Actually, do you have any smaller than this? And I'm gonna show her the quill I've been using, which I guess is probably
A standard.
slightly like yeah.
She goes, yes, of course. That looks to be a size 3. I can give you a size 2 or 4 look. And she goes and she points at the paper. She points at where Mina has scribbled with each. She says this is size 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way up to a 5. 1 is the finest, but the nibs do break a little easily. 2 is a second finest. Again, the nibs may break with a little bit too much pressure. 3 is good. 4 sturdy but uses a lot of ink, and 5 is just very, very thick. Which one are you looking at?
Well, you see, I write mostly in the margins of my notebook and, well, my Fjordscart manual. So I want something where I can fit a lot of notes, so I'm looking for a 1, but do you have a very sturdy 1? I'd be willing to pay an extra cost if it was very sturdy.
Let me see what I have. As she, like, fiddles around and she goes, I have an in-between size. Would that be okay? Like, it's like a 1.5, 1.5?
Yeah, that sounds great. I love being different. No one will be able to copy my handwriting now.
She goes, yep. She just holds her tongue. Love being different. I want a raven feather. Yep, you do, kid. Yep, you do.
Are you calling me basic?
She didn't say anything. That was just like that's her inner monologue. She's like, you want to be very, gotcha.
Oh
He
my
goes-
goodness.
She goes, can I see the size of your Fjord Scout manual?
You're gonna show it to her. It's probably like, I don't know how many inches by I don't know how many inches.
Basically, she goes and she says, here, let me offer you this. I'm going to give you, and she opens it up and she finds the like 5 or 6 raven feather ones that she has, because she has a lot of those.
Aww.
And she goes and she's like, this one, and she like measures it, like she basically lays it diagonally across your book until she finds one that doesn't like go over too much and will get bent.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. That one that doesn't go over too much and get bent. And she goes, here, take this to a leather worker and ask for a, actually no, take this to that leather worker over there. Ask him to give you a book sleeve with a pen inlay. It'll be a spot where you can place the pen, and it'll cover the outside of your Fjord Scout manual so that it doesn't receive damage from dust or rain or muck, and it'll keep your pen intact so that you'll always have them together. That sound good?
That sounds wonderful.
Good.
What is your name so I can tell all of my friends and family about you?
Yes, my name is Elysis.
Thank you.
Elysis. She goes and she nods and she sets down the quill. She says, "All right, so the quill, for this feather, it'll be a copper. And for the nib, it'll be 4 copper."
Please, I will not disgrace the Raven like that. I take 2 gold pieces, and on behalf of.
She takes 1 gold. She passes it back. She says, "You're gonna need the money for the leather cover. I appreciate the tip, though."
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And so she pointed you in a direction of a leather worker.
Before I head over, does anybody want a new quill or ink or niblet? Sounds good.
I'm good. I have an attachment to mine.
Mine broke on the travel here, so I needed a new one anyway. The leather worker then?
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me see. Let me look for a leather worker that's already pre-written. If not, I'll make one. Just because these help take a big load off of my mind. So, candy. Oh, guess who I just saw? The memory sorcerer. He's not here.
Not here. Yeah,
he's
like,
not here. No, he's not here. I'm just saying he's on this list. As you guys are walking there, you pass by an old dragonborn woman selling tablecloths and doilies.
Aww. What kind of dragon is she?
She's a silver dragonborn.
I imagine that she's using just a little bit of ice breath to like make him really sparkly.
No. Yeah. You see a kind of tanned human man. As you get closer to his stall, you can smell it before you see it. The smell of tanned leather, very fresh, very good. And as you see a dwarven man. He's got a big old beard, and it has 2 braids coming down from the sides that tie together at the base that the main beard just goes into, and it has like the nice like metallic bead. His hair is dark brown, but the tip of his beard seems to be a little bit of a darker brown. Wonder why that is. And he is, fairly tanned on the shoulders. He's got like a bit of freckling on his face, on his shoulders, and he's got his goggles sitting around his neck, kind of pushing his beard into his neck. And he goes and he looks up at you, and someone just walked away from his stall, and he looks up and he goes, How can I help?
Hello, I have been sent here by Elisa from over there, and she said I need a book sleeve with a pen inlay so I do not lose my pen inside of my manual.
All right. He just sighs. All right, that's not really used to doing that. Let's see. Give me 1 second. He goes and he just kind of says, "Hey, Harag." And he looks back and he goes, "Harag." And you see him, he sighs, he goes, "Give me 1 second." And he walks over to a box and he kicks it pretty hard and you hear a thunk on the inside. And it's like the box is like up to this guy's like shoulders, so it's a pretty tall box. But like you see the box get pushed up, or you see like dark green fingers like come out and like wrap around the top of the box, and he pokes it up and all you see is a pair of eyes. There's like goggles and he's, "Yes, boss." He goes, "You reading with those goggles in there again?" No, boss. Thought I told you to go tan the deer leather." It's tanning, boss." And he goes, like, "Fuck up." And then you see the crate like open completely and like very gently get pushed off to the side as a full-size half-orc man stands. Like towers over this dwarf, and he's just like, and he like has his hands behind his back like, I'm not doing nothing, boss."
And he was in a box.
He was
that
in a
up
box.
to this, that was up to the shoulder of a dwarf.
Yeah. He was he got like he like had to unfold himself from the box.
I love that.
Mina's just like staring at this, like, how did he fit? Silently, of course, but like,
How did you
that
fit
even?
there? Pipes up, Bimp.
"Oh, well, I'm real flexible." He goes, I can even touch my toes. And he goes, "Right, boss. What's going on?" And he goes, "Well, Elisa sent us another book cover request." And you see his eyes light up. Harrig's eyes light up. And he goes, "You want me to get what I've been working on?" He goes, "Yes." And he turns and he goes, "Sorry about that. He's a little overzealous.
Lost on Anton again.
It's okay." And he goes, "My name's Lucrod, Strongband. This is my assistant, Harrig." And you see Harrig like step out of the box and just kind of like go over to the back and pull out some leather strips and stuff like that. And he goes, he comes forward and he goes, Can I see your book?"
Yes. Please be careful with it. It's very, very old. I'm gonna hand it over.
"Well, of course. Every book needs to be handled very carefully." I see. Let's see. And he takes the book and he takes the pieces and he like measures it out. And he goes and he says, "Well, this is not a standard size, but you let me give me just a little bit of time, I can whip something up for you. What colors do you like?
Oh, I love all of the colors, but oh, could you make it match my Fjord Scout uniform? And I'm gonna go ahead and say I was wearing my armor out, like since I was going out on the town, probably represent my family. I'm gonna touch my crest and say Astralis, and then my suit of adorned armor is going to magically turn into a Fjord Scout uniform, which is gonna be tan with like some cool blues to represent the Fjordheim region.
Perig jumps back, goes and like sidesteps behind Lucrod, and like crouches down, real short. And he goes, "You see that? You see that, boss? He did magic." Lucrad just elbows him and is like, "He's a paying customer." Goes,
I didn't do the magic. My armor did. It was my father's.
"You hear that, boss? I'm standing right here." Perig.
I love this.
He goes and he says, I've... And Herrig has an amazing capability of making himself seem small. Like, that is just, like, his secret talent. Like, he's just, boop, one day he's there, or one moment he's there, boop, another moment he's fucking smaller than a dwarf. Like, he's just tiny little guy.
It's not very secret, it seems.
Well, it's not, it's an unsuspecting one until you see it, like, 3 times. And he pops up and, like, brushes himself off and he goes, "Sorry, I've always been real fascinated with magic. Let's see, yeah, I can get this done for you. Yeah, I've been wanting to experiment with, some colors. But tan is easy. We can do that. Let me get you an estimate." And like, Lucrod just pinches his brow and just goes, "Does anyone else need anything?"
Ina just kind of puts up her hands like, "Oh no, I'm fine. Anybody else?"
Do you have any just scrap worked leather, anything?
He goes and he just looks at you for a moment, walks like to the back of the stall, and just like basically pulls up a trash can and like sets it down in front of you.
Drix's eyes are just gonna light up, and he's gonna start digging in, looking for like thin strips that aren't too messed up, if that makes sense.
He goes, "It'll be a copper a handful. Whatever you can fit in your hand is a copper.
Looks down at his hand. Oh,
Whatever
that
can
should
fit."
be enough.
Yeah. He's like, "Whatever. If you were an adult, I'd charge you 2 copper."
Wah, child privilege.
Little does he know you have mage hand.
I wasn't gonna do it. I thought about it.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, I legitimately contemplated casting Mage Hand
Cast
double
some
up.
on yourself.
Just to save a copper. Yep.
and then I was like, that's unnecessary.
Hey, who knows? That copper might save your life later.
Could block a bullet
True.
or arrow.
Yes, a bullet.
Just for that, I'm
Guns
gonna
aren't
make
allowed in this
firearms.
world.
But, yeah. So, Perig, takes down all the measurements, scribbles out some stuff, and he goes, "Well, I don't have any, blue But if you really want blue and you're real settled on that, I can get that done for you in a day or two. Or if you want, I can also just use what I got lying around and get that done for you by the end of the day. That's up to you.
Do you have any forest greens?
A green, yeah.
I would love a dark green. That would be perfect. If I don't want you to go to extra trouble to have to find the dye and then like
He looks a
squeeze
little
blueberries or something.
sad. Yeah, I can do green.
I mean, do you want to do blue? You look a little sad.
I'm boss.
Boss,
Boss.
Well,
House.
boss, please.
He's got the two tusks coming out of the bottom, so it's really hard for him to say some like syllables in common. So boss is hard because with us we say it like this, but you have to like try saying it with like an underbite.
Oh.
Bosh.
oh,
Yeah, that's
Bosh.
basically it. Bosh.
Gosh. I love him so much.
I do too, honestly. I came up with him out of nowhere, and I would die for this man.
Known Harrig for about 2 minutes, and I would already kill everyone and myself if something were to happen to him.
Yeah, exactly.
how about this? We can like compromise sorts of, so you don't have to get that much dye. I was hoping to have two like long, almost string-like tassels coming off of the top that I could tie it to my staff if I needed to, like, and I didn't have any hands free. Could you get like enough blue dye to make the tassels a bright blue, and then you can use the rest for the green, and maybe we can just come back for the tassels a different day? But I'm not
He goes
going
and
to leave
he
my
says
book
he
here.
says, I don't need your book. I have the measurements, but I could whip you up something now, with just plain what we have on stock, and then I could make you a fancier one, one for like show that you want to keep when you're like in town and stuff like that. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing. Could it be done by the festival?
Yeah, of course.
That sounds wonderful. But I would still like the tassels on both if that is possible.
Absolutely. So what I'm thinking is and he goes and like, and this is where all of his like, you watch all of this nervousness and this like this like anxiety like wash out of him. He goes, see, what I'm thinking right here is that we can put, have almost a dust sleeve where you can put the cover. You slide the cover inside of a little thing like this, and the cover inside of a little thing like this. Well, I have an extra piece of leather that you would tie down the top of the pen with right here, and then you slide the nib into a small pocket so that if there's any residual ink, it doesn't get on anything else. It's kind of like a double-coated little pocket for itself, right at the front. So you open it up, and you have the front. You would just slide the book in. You slide the back half of the book in so that it's holding it. Then the front cover part is the part that has the pen nib, and then you would fasten it either with a tie or maybe a buckle. Would you like a buckle? And we could do something like that, something sturdy, and we could do the pen being held in a forest green sort of pocket, while the rest of the outside is tan, and then the buckle could be like a dark brown, a copper but I wouldn't do copper because you're around the ocean and it's gonna tarnish and it might spread to the book. So I was thinking maybe bronze or something a little less tarnishable, maybe even steel, but steel we're getting into too much. Basically, we could buckle the book down, just a little undo right here, and then for the tassels, I would put the tassels in the back, in between the layers of leather, so that they don't come undone easy. It would just be it would be two full pieces of leather that you tie together on one end and on one end, and it would just be all stuck together. Does that make sense?
Yes, mostly. And Neville could, at hearing this person's like confidence come out, is gonna have like the biggest smile on his face. He's like so happy that he's coming out of his little shell. And yes, all of that sounds wonderful. I trust your judgments completely.
He goes and he's like, yeah, I can have that done by the end of today. And for the one with the blue, I ask that you just leave that one to me, and we'll get that one done for you. I need I need half payment for both before I start working. Right, boss? Lucrad just nods. And then once you receive the final product, I need the second half of the payment. So, I'm gonna charge you. He looks at Lucrad, and he goes and he holds up the paper and he squats down to like be eye to eye with Lucrad, and he goes, "This is the materials we're gonna need. This is what we're gonna do, or this is the materials I need. This is what we're gonna do. I was thinking my estimate was gonna be about this." And Lucrad goes, "But this one is custom order that you're doing same day." And he goes, You're right. So that'll be an extra. And then this one's before the festival. That one should be easy enough. Okay, how do these numbers look, boss?" He goes, "There you go. That's better." He goes, "All right, perfect. So in total, what you're gonna need is I'm gonna need 4 silver for the one that needs to be done before the festival, and then it's also going to be 4 silver for the one that's going to be done today. Usually the one that would be done today would be a little cheaper, but since it's a rush order and you want it done by the end of today, I'm tacking on an extra silver for convenience fee."
That sounds perfectly fine. Now, I will give you... I spaced out on the prices, 4 silver and 4 silver. I will give you 1 gold piece, and you can keep the change. And I will give you 1 more gold piece. Well, I guess I'll give you half a gold piece. I'll give you 1 gold piece for each at the completion. Yeah. I'm gonna just hand him a gold piece and then just like kind of think to myself to be like, how am I going to do this? How am I gonna split a gold piece in half? Because that is the smallest denomination I've ever really seen in my life.
As you put the gold piece in Herrig's hands, he just looks down at it, and you ever see someone go into 404?
Yep.
He does.
Is that not enough?
Lucrad just pats Herrig on the shoulder and he goes, "That's plenty enough." He's just gonna take a moment and think about what he's gonna use the money for. You guys be back by the end of the day be back by sundown for the one sleeve, and we'll get the other one done.
Thank you.
Well, we probably won't start working on the other one until we're sure you're satisfied with the first. Okay?
Nevocrit is going to give a, not necessarily lackadaisical, but more of a casual Fjord Scout salute as a goodbye, and start to walk away at whatever direction we need to go.
As you guys walk away, you hear a smack, followed by a boss. He goes, "Stop standing there like an idiot and get to work." He couldn't reach his head, so he like had to smack him on the arm.
To the spice table?
To the spice table. Ugh, I love Herrig so much. Little
If this
baby
was
boy.
any other campaign, I would suggest we adopt him, but we are children, so we cannot adopt anybody.
We're chosen.
I
though.
hate Herrig.
I want to kill you.
How
Good.
dare you?
This is the reaction I wanted.
So
So
to
you
the spice
guys-
table?
So you guys head to the spice table with the sign that says Dragon's Claw. And as you walk up, you are just like, your senses are like assaulted by like spices. Delicious spices, and like cardamom and like saffron, and you know, all of these amazing things that like you've heard about, like a lot of them you've heard about, you've seen, but you haven't had the pleasure of cooking with, Dendrick. Just because why would your mom like need to buy like fucking saffron?
How tall is the table?
She is a elf woman, so it's a normal adult, like, waist size.
Can Bimp being 3'5" see over it?
It's like your like nose and your eyes are over it.
Okay, she's like standing on her tippy toes, just she's coming up to it. She's just like, is it okay if my crab steps on the table? He won't mess anything up, I swear.
She goes and she says,
I need to be able to see what's on the table, and that's how I'm gonna do it.
oh, he's a familiar.
Yes.
Understood. Go right ahead.
She like tilts her head down a bit. Crabbo steps off, like rights herself up, and like her eyes just go foggy to you guys. She's just standing there, and Crabbo just like looks about.
I have the Crabbo.
We're looking for. You ever heard of samosas? We're trying to make those tonight, and I don't remember. I've had it once. I don't remember the exact spices that went into it.
Samosas. Let me see really quick.
I think these is like, and then Crabbo's claw just like points over towards the spice. I think I remember correctly. That was in it.
Let me see.
I assume Dendrick's here with me too, because Bim says she doesn't have money.
She goes and she's like, well, samosas. For the dough, you're gonna need these seeds and do you have the right kind of flour?
I don't know. Then Crabbo turns around towards you. Dendrick is just, Dendrick, do you know what type of flour the kitchen has?
They look like they had a few different kinds, but I mostly just used the wheat flour. It's pretty versatile.
She goes and she says samosas. Is that the dough around the potato filling?
Like fried dough, I think. Yeah.
Fried dough with potatoes and vegetables.
Yes. I am aware. All right. Do you have a recipe?
I have an idea.
I ate it. Like
She smiles and
Or
she just puts her hand out and to stop you. She goes, "Give me a second." And she reaches down under her table and she pulls out a book and she flip. Here it has a different name, but that might have been a local dialect. But I can get you everything in this. Well, not except for the potatoes and the vegetables and everything else, but all the spices and things you need, I can get for you. Would you like?
Maybe see the recipe.
Of course, I was gonna write it down for you.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
He nods, and she goes, and then she looks, at Mina, who's probably like standing there with a book. Unless you would like to take down the recipe while I find all of the ingredients.
Mina kind of looks up and from whatever it was that she was taking down. No, you can write it down. That's fine.
I'm saying you'd save me the trouble by writing it down.
Oh. Okay, yeah, sure. Then I can do that. And she flips through pages on her notebook to find something empty, and then gets ready.
She goes and she's like, it's fine, I have a slip of paper here. And she goes and she just puts the paper next to the recipe. And there's like a not a drawing, but it's like a stamp stencil picture of like what they're talking about in the thing. Like it's like a semi-printed recipe book. So they have like for pictures, instead of like hand drawing each one, they carved it into a stamp and stamped it on each book.
Okay. Yeah, Mina will start writing down the recipe, as well as I'm curious if this is something that she could do. Could she use prestidigitation to replicate the shape of the stamp that was put down and then draw over it so that she could replicate what it actually is on her paper? Like permanently, because prestidigitation, the symbol would only last for a while, but I don't know if if prestidigitation could get that detailed.
It's the thing is that it's not detailed because it is just a stamp.
Okay.
But I think that's going to be something that you're going to have to worry about when you're done writing the recipe.
Okay.
But for now, she gets together everything you need, and she gets you red chili powder, garam masala, cumin, salt, amchur powder, which is dried mango powder, or chaat masala. I'm literally reading off the recipe. Fennel powder, and then for the dough itself, you use a organic maida dough, 1 teaspoon of carom seeds, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and oil or ghee, which she doesn't have the oil, but she just says just use oil, it's fine. And then heat 1 tablespoon of oil. Next add some cumin seeds. And then you saute that. And then after 25 to 30 minutes, you knead the dough for another 3 to 4 minutes. The dough has to be stiff, yet not soft. Divide the dough into 5 equal parts. Oil the counter for a rolling board. Place the ball. And then basically, like, you just get it all done in little half moons. And you make a little cone. You apply a little bit of water and you pinch the edges. It looks so cool. They're so cute. And then you just fry them up for how long does it fry for?
Couple minutes.
It will take a lot of time to fry golden because you fry them at a low temperature. Usually you fry up to you can usually fry about 5 at one time. Do not disturb them for a few minutes. When they come up to the top, keep stirring occasionally and fry them evenly until golden. Halfway through, the crust begins to firm up, then increase the heat to medium. Don't rush. They'll take a lot of time to fry golden. Be patient and fry until golden and crisp. When golden, remove them to a colander or kitchen tissue for the next batch. Reduce the heat completely to bring down the temperature and then add them. So and then she says, oh, and with this recipe, make sure that you're not adding, that you add enough oil to the flour or else you'll get a hard crust. Adding more water than needed while making the dough will make soft dough, resulting in an oily crust. If they start turning really blistery and bubbly, you've begun frying them at too high of a heat.
Mina's just riding at 1,000,000 miles an hour to make sure that all of this gets down.
Just out of curiosity, could we use like a pastry, just a simple pastry dough for this?
An all-purpose kind of white flour would be the best substitute. Don't use whole wheat. samosas made with wheat flour are much more dense, and you want something soft and flaky.
Got it. Thank you. How much is all these spices gonna cost?
So for all these spices, I've just included what's in the one recipe that makes let me see. How many does this make? She goes and she looks at the recipe really quick. She goes and she says it should make enough for it doesn't say how many it makes, but I'm assuming with this it should make at least 10 samosas. If you would like me to double the recipe, I can. It'll make 20, and there's 6 of you, so that would be about 3-ish. A little more if you really like them.
I'm gonna turn and look at Enton and say, do you think the people from the church would enjoy these?
I don't know. I'm sure they would eat them.
And how much was it for just the 10?
For just the 10, it's gonna be 6 silver. But buying more, it doesn't necessarily double the price. It just, I would round it up to a gold, or round it down to a gold.
Well then, we'll double up and we'll go to a gold then.
Sounds good. As she goes and she has the spices out and she measures it out carefully and she wraps it up and she marks each one. And she goes and she sets them all down and she says, I wrote down what they are and what they are written as in the recipe. Are you sure that... This is kind of expensive. I understand my prices are a bit high, but it's...
Dendrick's gonna just slap the gold down on the table and say,
Good food. It's always worth a little bit more.
Thank you. Well, once you're done with that recipe book, you can find a similar one in one of the libraries, in a library here, or the Church of Knowledge, I'm sure. I don't know what organization system they've used this year, but I'm sure it wouldn't be too difficult to find.
Author and then title.
Ah, well, if you want to copy down the author of this book.
Mina does exactly that. Whatever it happens to be.
Oh. Perfect. Actually, it does serve exactly 10 samosas for one serving. And 20 samosas. But I can look at metric for 20 and basically like just however many you wanted to measure out, she's got the thing for, so. I didn't know I had to
Dendrick's gonna
scroll
take all
the way
the-
down.
he's gonna take all of the spices and bundle them up carefully and put them into his bag as well.
I'm just gonna put the recipe in chat just in case anyone wants to like eventually cook what the Chosen have eaten. Why not?
We haven't eaten them yet.
Shut up.
We will.
No, you can't prove that. What if something crazy happens and we lose all our spices or lose our access to a kitchen?
We're gonna get robbed again. Or
Yeah.
for the first time, but
We're gonna
this time
head
it'll actually
straight
work.
back to the church.
But yeah, so you guys are free to go and make merry, but something does nag at the back of your mind, Dendrick. The guy did say that using yogurt in Zenistrat recipes for savory recipes like this might be good. So, if you're going to keep that in mind when you try it, and then I think you'll decide later whether or not that would be good. Unless you wanted to go and get some now, but I think the whole I think that's going to be interesting. Especially if you guys are like talking more Zenistrat food, because like I don't know about you guys, but like Mediterranean and like Indian food with like the like dill yogurt, sort of like spiced yogurt that's like tangy and very thin. Good sauce.
Good stuff. Good soup.
Good soup.
Soup.
But yeah, delicious. But I'm assuming you guys are gonna head back to the church now? Unless there's anything else that anyone
Unless
else
anybody
wants.
else wants to get anything.
I would say regardless, as we're walking away from the lady, Mina will kind of pipe up and go, I'm sorry, did we catch your name earlier?
Oh, you say to her?
Yes, the spice lady.
Okay. She goes, oh! And she kind of like bops herself in the forehead. And, she says, Ruvain. Ruvaen.
Thank you very much. I'm Mina. Thank you for the stuff. And then Mina gives kind of an awkward wave and then shuffles back towards everybody else.
She just nods and waves you off.
Pip's walking back with a little pep in her step. All happy.
Now you have a plan on what you were thinking about eating. This idea is coming into fruition.
I'm actually allergic to potatoes and also dough.
Correct. Correct.
Well, you'd already been dead by now, so.
Especially since one of the first things you were served was steamed potatoes.
Bummer. We skipped over the whole extended scene where I was rushed to the hospital, the emergency room for going into anaphylactic shock.
Mm-hmm.
No, because we never did do that. So, correct.
So, with that, you guys head back to the church, and they don't really serve lunch. Like it's kind of like go out and this is like the church hand's chance to like eat when they want to. Like there's no like designated lunchtime, so the kitchen is kind of like free up. If you guys wanted to use the kitchen, you could always ask for like a little corner to do your own thing, and because it doesn't look busy. Is that what you guys are gonna do?
Unless anybody else has something to do.
Well, I was about to do a British accent. I don't remember how Nebuchadnezzar talks. While you guys are, there we go. While you guys are cooking, I think I should run and meet with my abbot for the first time. Might give him a chat if, above table talk, if Gray is okay with doing like abbot talk. Of course, I can also just say I'm going there and then pick it up next issue.
That is
Banned.
absolutely fine. My only issue is you do have a time constraint because you did say that you're gonna leave in like 30 minutes, and usually abbot talks take like that entire time. So if that's what you want to do, we absolutely
Not when you're
can.
trying
I
to
just
make it go as quick as possible. So
but
you
I-
hate your abbot.
Exactly. The good news is my friend's flight was delayed, so I'm probably not going to leave for an extra 15 minutes or half hour after when I said I was going to leave.
Oh, okay.
So also I do want it to be quick because I don't like golf job.
Hey, answer your phone.
What is
Right.
happening with my phone?
You need to answer it clearly.
What's going on? I don't listen. Oh, I see. Okay.
Tell me that
See-
wouldn't be perfect, okay?
That would be perfect. But also, when I'm playing D&D, I have my phone on silent and I toss it over my shoulder. Yeet.
What a nerd.
But I am going to take this moment really quick to take a quick pause because I do have that burger still, and the fries have finally begun to
yes,
digest.
you need to go eat.
So I need to go eat something. And then I'm also going to take the chance and put on my let me check my leggies for swelling.
Sounds fun.
You're doing okay. But I should put on my anti-embolism stockings very soon. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna eat, and I may or may not have stockings on. But everyone, be back within.
BRB.
Yeah, BRB. Be back within 10 minutes. It is 8:16. Our projected time of returning is 8:26. Okay, bye. Listen here, you little shit. What?
We were. I was asking if we were gonna do 2 truths and a lie tonight, and Nevercred said that we could do that while we're making the samosas instead of having him go to talk to his abbot.
That's fair.
No, that's the thing. That you need to keep it till after the talk with the abbot. So at literally any point, you could be like, "Oh, I gotta go. I have a thing scheduled with the other chosen right now."
I have another thing scheduled with my friend who's who's going to be at an airport. So
In real
like
life.
yeah. So if we I gotta leave around like conversion to PST go like 9:15.
Yeah, I completely forgot that I'm supposed to be picking up a friend from the airport. And his flight lands at 8:50.
Oh,
Oh,
Luckily, I'm literally
That's
just
not
below the airport, so
You're in the basement of the airport. Like,
no, I'm
They
less than
have
10 minutes away
contained
from
you.
it, so
yeah.
impossible.
If we would like, since we do have 2 players dipping, and we have this thing that we're really excited for, we can start the next game with this. Do you think that would be better? Or do you want to have Dendrick possibly leave in the middle of 2 truths and a lie?
He's got to be there for all of it. It's a team bonding exercise.
because like this is the one thing that like we were at the beginning. Like this is what we're gonna do, and then it's like the one thing we gotta do before the festival.
Yeah. So I think with that, actually, with how it's sounding, it sounds like this is a good time to, like, post-game, get everything done, and then if you guys want, we can play some games after, like maybe some Jackbox games, maybe some fun little something or other to play once everyone's back from picking up their friends from the airport.
Be cool.
Yo, I'm down.
I slept until, like, 3 p.m., so...
I'm gonna have to like dip after the game because I got an hour's sleep in the past like 30 or so hours. I'm very tired. I was like fighting for my life during the shopping trip to not pass out.
Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like we will start next game with the samosas
And 2 truths and a lie.
and 2 truths and a lie. The simultaneous samosas and 2 truths and the simultaneous samosa truths and lies.
Sounds like
Sounds
a
fair.
plan.
Works for me.
Perfect. So yeah, that
Have
does
to-
mean that we're ending the session an hour early, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm not feeling too great anyways. Like, sure, everyone's kind of noticed the whole brain fog, but that's okay. We're fucking marching on. We're doing our thing.
What
brain
fog?
You know what? Devin comes up with a good point. You guys did meet glorious Haram? No, not Haram. Harig.
Greg.
Wow.
I forgot his name because it's HRA consonant.
Doing Harambe.
Harambe.
No, it's because we were talking like Indian food, and like my brain gets certain like consonants in my mouth.
Harambe.
In my notes for Harag, I wrote half-orc leatherworker's assistant, likes to read, cool, cute.
Cute.
Would die for.
Yes,
I like
that's
the
accurate.
whole like. By the way, if I could draw, I like the way that he was sitting in the crate. For anyone who's watching the stream, like his butt was like back, and his feet were on the edge of the crate, like this, and he was like pulled in and like reading, and then when he heard his boss, he dropped his foot down, and kind of like, boop, and then like climbed out. But he was
So
just
he's
like,
just contorted into a little ball.
yeah, contorted into a little ball. And by the way, the goggles he wears are night vision goggles. Not night vision goggles. Dark vision goggles.
Dark vision.
Yes.
So he can read when he's in the dark in the crate.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
wrote my notes on that like a Yelp review. I put in an order for 2 book sleeves. The Leatherworks assistant Harag was very knowledgeable and kind. I would be a patron again.
I hate this so much.
But with that, I will give you guys a you guys did a lot of really good like role playing and stuff like that, and you guys have been like trudging through a lot of stuff. So you know what? I am gonna award you guys a story point for everything you guys have done so far.
Woo!
We will work.
Level 2?
Yes, that means that you are level 2.
Yeah!
This is nuts.
So, basically,
Lester.
we will work for the next week together. I will come out with more information because I think I'm going to use my friend Quentin's style of like introducing feats and attribute bonuses the way that he does, just to kind of make it feel more meaty. But I'm gonna get that all down, and then I'm gonna share that with you guys, and then you guys are gonna have to edit your character sheets accordingly.
Ugh. Edit.
I know, ew.
But it's gonna be beneficial towards us, because I know exactly what Gray's talking about.
Can we roll for HP, or for the HP that we get
On stream?
now, or?
I already did it.
Oh,
I
well.
was like, I'm down for whatever.
As soon as I heard story point, I rolled for HP.
Oh yeah, you guys, again, all of your dice rolls can be at your table. I completely trust you. My rule of thumb with D&D is that if you want to cheat at a game of make-believe, that's on you. I'm just here to have a good time.
Are we doing the special feat rule?
Gray said that we would be. Gray literally just said that we will be discussing this over the week.
Yeah, we'll be discussing it over the week once I look back at the notes and my brain fog clears up tomorrow when I take my medicine.
Take your meds.
I don't
Are we
have
doing
them.
the special feat rule?
Shut up.
Take the meds you don't have yet. God.
Oh my god, you know what? Why didn't I think of that? It's probably the brain fog.
Probably. All right. Well, I gotta go. Thank you all for playing for today. I will see you all next week.
Hope you had fun. This was actually like it was another like really like no rolls needed but super duper fun session.
I like talking about food.
Thank you
So
for
And it helps open
anytime my character gets to.
and it helps open up like your character, and like we get to know more about your character, and that's good for everyone watching.
Thank you for cooking Bim's favorite food.
I'm
you
gonna
going
dip.
dip too? Yeah. Go to sleep.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye, friends. Bye.
Bye.
Poggy out of my mind right now. I
Are
rolled
we
a
doing the
6.
special feat rule?
What were you saying, Mina?
Why you?
Oh, I was saying bye. Everybody was leaving.
Dude, why are you so interested in feet, bro? It's kind of cringe.
I love them. Love feat. Are we doing the special feat rules?
What are the special feat rules?
We'll be discussing this, like Gray said, over the week. Booter's just being a little shit.
Yeah, Budo's just being a little shit, and I'm about
And
to kick
also
him.
because I keep getting my fucking sound cut out every time I try to talk.
No, I hear you just fine saying it 17 times.
Well, I don't hear anyone saying anything, and then I have
Because
to
I'm ignoring you.
disconnect my Wi-Fi and then turn it back on.
I'm actively ignoring you.
No, because my Wi-Fi keeps cutting out. I hear literally nothing.
Correct.
First.
I can time you out.
Do it. I don't have to deal with the Wi-Fi garbage.
But yeah.
Double my HP.
I can't believe those thugs had the lowest HP one had more than 25 HP.
Yeah, they're thugs.
And
We
a
could
20
have beaten
whatever
them. It's fine.
20 whatever intimidation still didn't beat
They beat you.
whatever.
You're children!
And they beat you.
I used magic.
They use the power
You're a
of
magic kid! What? You're still a fucking kid. Hey, don't be salty. Chill out.
I am salty.
I don't care.
You should learn to Learn to take it when things don't go your way, bud.
Hashtag
won't.
get good scrub.
Man,
Skill issue, really.
sorcerers don't have that much stuff at level 2.
Fuck, I need to decide on my school.
I guess
I
don't
don't-
get my
have
evoc-
three points
I get my
now.
evocations. Or my
Yo.
first set of evocations. I had them
Circle-
planned, but now I don't remember what they were.
Circle of Stars Druid isn't in the list of content I downloaded off of Discord.
Oh,
That's so weird.
it might not be in the list, but it might be one of the defaults. Let me see.
I got Dream Season Spores, Land Spirit Lords. I love that. I just love the way that sounds.
Yeah, it is. At least the one I have.
Let me
Really?
see.
Yeah, it's fourth one down on the left column. For me.
Same here.
Maybe I-
Dream Season Spores Stars.
Let me-
Let me double check
download
my content list, and then if you need a new copy, I can give you a new copy.
I can uncheck. It's so weird.
School of Reconstruction. What the fuck is that?
School of Reconstruction is a specifically healing wizard. It's from Lost Notes to everything else. So
Oh
if you
my
don't have
God.
if you don't have that, I can get that for you.
No, I have that. So I've never seen it before.
No, I mean like the book, the
Oh.
PDF of the book, so you can read about it and see what it gets in later levels.
I mean, you can just look at the
Yeah.
file.
That's what I'm doing.
Man,
It has evocation.
sorcerer level 2 is lame.
I learned cleric spells.
I said it's a healing wizard.
Well,
Like-
I know, but I wasn't expecting to just get, as well as on the level up, get 2 first level wizard spells. I also get 2 cantrips and 1 first level spell from the cleric spell list. That's amazing.
Basically, you're supposed to click Cure Wounds. Supposed
No,
to.
I'm clicking Guiding Bolt.
Actually, let me see. Because it might be in. I think it's not. I don't. Because I think it Lost Notes do everything else.
Divine spells. The divine spell list does have the
You're talking
best
Pathfinder, shut up.
blaster stuff. What?
Divine spell list is the Pathfinder thing.
Here you go.
D&D also has this.
Shibushki.
Cleric spell list.
Yeah, but it's not.
I think it.
That's
I think it.
basically the divine spell list. Anytime
it's-
anything needs divine spells, they say cleric spells.
I think as it's written in the book, it's like a certain chunk of spells. So. Oh, everyone can hear the flippity flip noises of me flipping through this. Let me turn that down.
Oh my god, there's a lot more stuff too added after Tasha's. Goddamn.
Oh, wizard. Here we go. Full screen this. Shibushki.
Well, Gyler, Mage Hunter, and School of Reconstruction? Oh shit.
Yeah. Mage Hunter, where's Reconstruction? Reconstruction is Creation Savant, Applied Reconstruction. Starting at second level, you can reverse the destructive force of your evocation spells, transforming their power into healing energy. When you cast an evocation spell of first level or higher, that targets only one creature with an instantaneous duration and doesn't require concentration.
Sorry.
What?
I'm confused.
Learn 2 cantrips and add 1 first level spell to your spellbook. Yeah, it's just first level spell from the cleric spell list. You're right. Because sometimes it'll be like these specific spells are the ones you have to choose from. But I sent you the link, and page 40 and 41, it has the School of Reconstruction on it. On that
Yeah.
link.
Already.
Okay. I just think Xanathar's Lost Notes to everything else is a lot of fun. Like, I just think it's fun. And then if I can, like, the more weapons I put in your hands, the more weapons I put in the enemy's hands. Just think about it like that, too. Gives me more room to play around.
But you'll never be better at breaking the game than me.
I'm not trying to break the game, so yeah,
Because you're a coward.
I'm not a coward. I just want to
You
be
are.
able to play the characters I create in campaigns.
It's not my fault I'm not allowed to play them.
Yes, it is. You
No, it's
literally tried
not.
to break the game.
It's the
And
DM's
one-shot a
fault
boss.
for being a coward.
I don't like you today. You're being weird.
For calling people cowards for not letting me play the coolest character in existence.
Not
Yeah.
elaborating.
It's not my fault your boss doesn't have 1,000 HP.
I would like this, but it doesn't really suit Bimp IMO.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect it to, but it's good to have options.
I'm like 100% sure I'm going for the Stars Druid, and that's the 9th. That's the only reason I have the Scout manual, is because that's my star map.
Oh my
But
Yeah.
like, if I'm like chosen by the God of War and Might, I feel like what's that one? The Circle of the Shepherd, and I could just command an army of like beasties out on the battlefield. I feel like that'd be pretty fucking sick.
It feels fitting.
As we're making our landing, like if we're trying to do a siege, like our boat just
It feels like I think the
Or-
Circle of Stars is like the Boy Scout circle.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I made the character. I made it with that. in mind.
Follow your
Crap.
heart, not your god. That's my only
Bruh.
advice.
I feel like the Circle of Stars is like the Boy Scout circle, though.
For sure.
Circle of Stars is equivalent to the Order of the Arrow.
Which I was in. Wait, I was in Unami or Umani Lodge, the first lodge of the Order of the Arrow. Just like pretty pog.
Whoa!
whoa.
Yeah.
I can't believe you remember what your lodge was called.
I don't know if it was Umani, because that sounds like umami. Hold on. Unami Lodge.
Literally, the purpose of Order of the Arrow is getting in to say you're in the Order of the Arrow, and then
And then never
forgetting
being
that it
used.
exists.
And that's
Exactly.
the free labor that comes with the trial thing.
Dude,
I hated
that
that.
sucked. And then they give you like a piece of bread with cheese on it, and it's like, there you go. That's your food. Bye.
Yeah.
Always sucked.
And you can't talk the entire time.
hmm I remember I made it the entire day, and then I stayed late to do like put up an extra fence while the rest of the bulk of people were going somewhere else. And then it was with my scoutmaster. So he's driving back in his like truck or whatever, and I get in and he's like, "So, did you have a good time?" And like this is the end of the day. I've not spoken for like 2 days straight. I'm just like, "Yep." And then I looked at him like
Absolutely wrong.
You were being tested and you failed.
I did. He was like, "Don't worry, I won't say anything." I'm like, "Ugh." Oh god.
You got fooled.
I literally.
I remember I left the thing and then just immediately talked to the first person I saw because I didn't care.
Am I beeping on? Oh, I'm beeping on stream.
I remember I like
Oh,
broke it on-
hey! This one hey dude. Give him a
Bruh,
shout out.
You do it. You interrupted me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got excited. I was beeping.
No.
I remember I broke it on purpose because I used to like have like bad asthma, and so the leader of my group, I was trying to communicate with him which one was my like the inhaler I did like once a day and once at night, and which one was it in case of emergencies, and he just wasn't getting the hand signals I was doing, so I just gave up and spoke to him.
Yeah.
Because I
That's
mean,
fair.
like, it is over my health
Yeah,
and
like,
well-being.
Not dying is more important than
Yeah,
the
everyone
Order
knows
of the
that.
Arrow.
Barely. Just fair. Always life.
but also the Army of Beasties things would be kind of cool because if we do decide to lay a siege, the Chosen Landcraft could just be taken up by like an army of crabs just onto the beach even further.
That would
And,
be
like,
so.
rain down spells from it.
Well, great. How do you go about summoning like in this? Because I know some DMs are like, you choose the category of whether it's going to be like, I don't know, I don't remember the numbers, but like 4 CR1 monsters or like 16 CR 1/4 monsters. Do you like let us choose the specific beast, or would you choose from that category of like CR1 monsters and you get to choose?
Depend. I
Really?
think it depends
Oh,
on
I
the situation.
What's
Okay.
the situation?
If you're like actively trying to break the game using it, I'll probably be like, let's see. But if it's like, hey, I really have a great idea and it's RP heavy and I just really want to do it and I think it would be really cool, I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
it
not
just
trying to break the game. I just want 4 fairies for roleplay purposes.
no.
You see, so Booter doesn't get to choose, but everyone else does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be thematically appropriate if I were just theoretically, per se, T-Rex.
Stu, are we allowed to polymorph into dinosaurs? Because they do have stat blocks.
If you polymorph something into a dinosaur, if you polymorph something into something else, does it keep its intelligence?
Nope.
No,
Gets the
After
animals.
polymorph.
all stats
So,
change.
What
Except
the
for
TX would just
druids.
attack us?
Well, no, because you still are your character, and you can recognize
like
friend
your
from
No,
foe.
it's not true.
That's how most DMs do
If
it.
your intelligence is low enough, you can very much attack your friends.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but like for the
Like,
most
for
part.
example, a T-Rex.
think
I
a
actually
T-Rex
don't
is
think the
smarter.
T-Rex
It's
has
not.
that low of a thing.
The T-Rex does have really low intelligence.
I think
it
its
has a 3
intelligence is 2 or
intelligence.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2.
Dang,
Its wisdom is 12.
I gotta think about this week because
I feel like recognizing your friends is more of a wisdom thing than an intelligence thing, and it has a wisdom of 12.
I'm actually kind of excited to RP. I'm sorry, I just completely changed the topic. I'm so
You're
sorry,
fine.
Sterling.
No,
Well, I'm really excited to
we're
RP
done.
Godry.
I'm hyped.
This is gonna be fun. Well, you know, one of my 2 truths and a lie was my favorite food is good berries, but like now that I've told everybody in a flamboyant fashion that it's dried apricots, uh,
You could still say, just be like, see if we were paying attention or not.
oh yeah, and I probably shouldn't have brought it up a second time just now.
Yeah.
You fool. All right, so we do have a question from one Hey Dude, since we're in post game. Any fun highlights you guys have from this session that you guys really want to like touch on?
Oh, what's a good? I mean, highlights are hard because it's just all really great.
Breakfast was fun.
Oh.
I found it
That's true.
cute.
Yeah.
Just Denji
Yeah, I
makes
agree.
gravy, and then Two Chosen absolutely love it, with one of them just like going back to replace the gravy that they had got.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed going outside and like yelling to the abyss that like this is my weather rock, don't touch it. And then like you hear a cat meowing and like within a guard get Greg the Destroyer or something. Like
Was he just following us and decided he was going to be a dick to the Weather Rock?
I wouldn't put it past him.
I imagine 2 guards each grabbing Greg by like one shoulder and just dragging him away to the back, and he's like, "Ow, ow," like
You know, grilling a cat, so like they're basically down on their knees as they're doing this.
No, basically, like it was just one guard, and he had like as you guys were leaving, like he probably saw like. Do you guys want what actually happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like you said all this stuff, and like Greg didn't understand, but you were in Greg's territory, and Greg's like, "This smells unfamiliar. I'm gonna spray it."
How big is this
We
territory?
were not in Greg's territory.
Greg is the destroyer.
We're
This
gonna
entire
fight him
city
at
is
some
Greg's
point.
territory.
Is
He's
this
probably
entire
t-
city Greg's territory?
He
Anyways.
could be the local cat mafia boss. You don't know.
But anyway, so Greg was getting ready to spray on the weather rock, and like,
Oh,
and the guard was like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" and like scooped him up real quick, and that's when he heard, "Meow."
Was that one of our shadow guards?
Yes.
That's not work! Why
anything
yelling
better
into
to
the
do?
abyss?
Like, ah shit! Ah shit! The Chosen told
There's
us.
no way they just listen to what we say. Their job is not that.
That is their job.
we're literally the chosen. I think you
So
did this last campaign too. You undervalue our position.
I did not undervalue our position at all.
You did. I remember you doing it a bunch.
No. What? When? Name one time.
Like more times than the early campaign. I know you did. I can't.
No, I picked up
No, I
a
have shit
child, and my
memory.
first thought was immediately the church will take care of this for me. What are
That
you
was
talking about?
later in the campaign. Talking about earlier.
No.
Yes. Gray, do you
Name
agree with me?
one time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Name one time any of you.
You know I have shit memory.
Yeah, and you're trying to tell me that you remember all these times I undervalued our
I can
authority.
remember general, not specifics.
But yeah, so that was your highlight, is the weather rock, the saving of the weather rock by the shadow guards.
From Greg. That's the best part. I hope he's a recurring character.
I hope he's not. Fuck him.
Great. Last time,
I wanna
last
fight
session,
him.
you promised us. You specifically said we would never see Greg again.
I don't remember promising that.
I think Gray
You did.
specifically said we probably wouldn't.
No,
And then you gave me a
it
chance.
was a definite no.
But also, this session, last session, Gray's brain fog. This session, last session was something else. So just cut Gray some slack, bro.
I shan't.
I have to go back
Gray,
in the VOD.
I apologize for Booter acting this way. I forgive you. If you did say it. If you don't, then eh.
I don't remember. I'll ask Andrew. He's watching the VODs.
I'm
Andrew
going
is
to
like
cast-
all of our views on YouTube right now, because he waits every single week for Chosen, because he can't watch it because he's at work, but he watches it like throughout the week. It's so
Aw.
cute. He's like, and he
That's
loves your
awesome.
guys' characters.
Aw.
Good to hear.
It's
Hello.
it's
This is
1G,
gonna be a
Greg
lot.
with 1G, Greg the Destroyer. Last
I am
session
going.
he was was it last session or was it the session
Yes,
before last?
Last session.
Last session
week.
he was a fucking asshole.
And I was the only one who could hear him, and I was like, "Do I tell everybody what he's saying? I don't want to repeat this stuff about Mina." And and Pimp. Oh my god, with the one arm comment. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's the spot I wish he had 2 arms.
I want to
Terrible,
cast
awful,
Moonbeam
problematic
on him.
cat.
I'm trying to fucking kill him.
Well,
gotta kill
maybe,
him.
or if he turns into a fucking
Yeah.
something,
We should
then
kill
I'll
him before he
Beast.
gets more power.
Fair.
We're gonna show up to the Blue Witch's castle, and the Blue Witch is gonna be dead, and there on her throne is Greg.
Greg.
Greg
Greg
the
is the
Destroyer.
Blue Witch.
Oh my god.
I
Alright,
knew it.
I've got to dip out to go pick up some friends, but it was a fun session tonight. Thanks for playing. Thanks for DMing, Gray.
Yeah, we'll talk more about level ups and stuff, and have a great rest of your night, and then maybe see you later for some Jackbox. We'll see.
Probably not. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry. I would love to.
Oh, yeah,
but
don't
I'm gonna
you have,
like
like,
4
school
people
stuff?
in my apartment.
Oh god.
School stuff? Oh no, I did not. I already finished school for this like semester.
Oh
but,
cool.
Like, yeah.
I hope Chosen
Yeah.
didn't get in the way of any more homeworks.
No, just the one. We're
Oh
all
my
good.
God. Yeah. Okay, get out.
Alright,
Go away.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Peace, good night.
What about you, Mina? What was your favorite part of the session?
Oh, I don't know.
You've got 3 minutes.
Like I said, it's so hard to actually come up with a proper highlight because I'm just genuinely enjoying all of it. I do think like interacting with Hareg was really adorable, and like his excitement about books and like doing things with books in general was something in character. Mina probably was sitting there like, I appreciate the kinship that I feel with this very large half-orc man.
And when I
So
say
yeah,
he's
I
a
think-
large half-orc man, I mean he's probably like, I think half-orcs reach maturity at like 16, so he's probably like 20?
So yeah, and I imagine he's a very big boy, but I think Harig in general is probably up towards the top just because of how adorable that interaction was. Yeah, probably that.
But yeah, I loved Harig. I loved, I also really liked the feather, the quill, ink and quill lady.
Yeah, the quill lady, Elysis,
Elysis. Like Eli, sis.
I wrote it down.
It's a hard name to read. It's Elvish. What do you expect?
Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna write it phonetically.
Also, thank you, the High 10, for following.
You're welcome.
We'll get a let's see. We'll get a bing bong in here.
Bing bong. Bing bong.
Good shit. But yeah, so Bimp, quickly, you've got 50 seconds. What's your favorite?
I already said.
Okay. I don't.
The breakfast scene.
Yeah, right. Cool. All right. So, in the last 40 seconds, does anyone have anything else that they'd like to say?
No one asked what my favorite was.
Yeah, because I didn't like you. Not this session. You are mean. Don't be mean to me.
I wasn't. I was silent most of the session.
The snide comments hurt my feelings.
What snide comments? Which one?
Why grade took so long to add 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's deserved though.
The snide.
That's why grade didn't ask.
It's like all the 3 times I actually heard what someone said.
It sucks to suck, kid. Anyways, with that, good night, everyone. And hope to see you again next week or for another one of my streams.